Raijun Caijun here, guys, and I'm here to give you the introduction of a class that I truly adore and love to play. As you may know, the Monk class was introduced to World of Warcraft with the release of the Mist of Pandaria expansion, with martial art abilities that allow them to flow with the wind with deadly and formidable strikes, with the use of inner peace and chi. A little history of the Monk. Nearly 12,000 years ago, long before the War of the Ancients, the continent known now as Pandaria was ruled by a monstrous race of warlords known as the Mogu. Their reign was incredibly harsh and brutal. Mogu taskmasters forbid their slaves to carry weapons. During these dark times, many Pandaren tried to lift their spirits and their beleaguered brothers and sisters. There were the storytellers, the brewmasters, and the healers who helped knit an oppressed society together in the midst of darkness. As the Mogu Empire began to fray, the Pandaren saw an opportunity for revolution. Because they had no weapons, they trained Kamen to fight with the unarmed fists and feet. They mastered the use of positive energy, or as we call it, chi, to empower themselves. These unarmed resistant fighters would become known as the first monks. Masters of bare-handed combat, monks never relied solely on the need to have a weapon in their hands to defend against their enemies. Although most widely known throughout the outside world for their fearsome jabs and flying kicks, they refused to limit themselves to a single method of combat. Many monks prefer, instead, to soak it up and seem to revel in the intoxicating effects of absorbing blow after blow while their companions press to attack. Other monks specialize in calling up restorative power of the mists to balance the good of bad energy within people, returning them to good health and good fortune. Monks bring a unique martial art style to any fight. Any harness or exotic form of magical energy that's unfamiliar to those who practice the other arcane arts. They seek spiritual balance in the life of combat, and as dangerous as monks can be on the battlefield, they're rarely looking to pick a fight without you just cuz. They view the world as a different lens, finding power through serenity and inner peace, then expressing it through artful combat techniques and powers that mend life. Perhaps most surprisingly, monks are also adapted to producing powerful brews, and they consume to aid them in battle. The Brewmaster. The notable monk brewmasters are severely underestimated with their unpredictable behavior. If an opponent is to strategize against a brewmaster in combat, they are baffled by the erratic nature and tactics used before they are struck down by the mighty monk. If an opponent is even lucky enough to land a successful hit against them, it is sometimes cloudy to whether or not the brewmaster even feels it, or if not at all. Some of the most famous brewmasters that we know and love is one that we met in the Wandering Owl. A brewmaster by the name of Chen Stormstock was born and raised on a wandering owl, a massive lammas on the back of a giant turtle named Shenzhen Zhu. He was unable to visit his ancestral homeland of Pandaria, the lost continent that was shrouded in the mist. While growing up on an isle, Chen developed his superior fighting skills and the desire to explore and discover new lands, like the traveling Pandaren who left Pandaria thousands of years ago. It is revealed that Chen often visited the Wood of Stays to get his inspiration. During his days as a fighter, Chen was a close friend with a strong bow. The two both knew that someday they would challenge each other to decide who would be the master of the Wandering Owl's martial arts school, taking the position of Geo Master. However, Chen would sometimes grow a sense of wanderlust and often lays about daydreaming. Bu attempted to tell him that all they would need was at their home. Then they had an argument, and on the day of their challenge, Chen did not appear. He had left the island, leaving behind his friends and family. His brother, Chen Po, also felt abandoned, as leaving the island caused Chen to miss his brother's wedding, as well as many other important events. I won't go too far into the story of Chen Stormstock, but if you'd like to get a little bit more history about this legendary brewmaster, you feel free to check it out at wiki.com. It's a really great site, and I pretty much get most of the lore from here. Just a little side note, I also found two other brewmasters that's in the world of Azurath who are not as famous as Chen Stormstock, but still resides a little place in our hearts. Brewmaster John is a level 9 quest giver and brewmaster who can be found outside his house in Ratchet and the Barrens. His beer is sampled at the Brewfest. It is said that he learned his skills as a brewmaster from Chen Stormstock himself. Brewmaster Bilger is a level 30 dwarf located in South Shore in the contested territory of Hillsbrad Foothills. He wanders around in the inn cellar, hiccuping occasionally. Bilger was known as the Bilger the Straight-Lace, a sober paladin during the height of the Silver Hands activity in South Shore. He can now be consorting with the likes of Nathanos Maris in Old Hillsbrand Foothills instance. For all that has happened over the years, it's no wonder why he turned to the brew. The Mistweaver. The Mistweavers are the unsung martial artists of the monk class. By using traditional herbal medicines such as Pandaren martial arts to consume energies to channel mist into the very essence of life. These types of monks command life and all its elements by itself, to rejuvenate and restore allies by mending their wounds. The inner tranquility that allows Mistweavers to sustain their healings for long periods of time allows them to heal their confrères with the mystifying arts. It is noted that I was unable to find famous Mistweavers around Azeroth, but that is subject to change. If you guys are familiar with any of the famous Mistweavers around the world, please send me an email. I will definitely love to do a video and research over these fellow NPCs. For every Mistweaver monk has a story to tell that needs to be told. The Windwalker. Windwalkers is what they are known as. The ability to use one-to-one hand combat as they trample foes with their hands and fists. These type of monks have mastered the art of martial arts itself, with a mix of styles all across the land of Azeroth, with only a few of them fighting with their grace alone. Windwalkers are gifted with unparalleled physical ability, and oftentimes overwhelm their foes with a flurry of punches and kicks. These skills they possess takes a lifetime of practice and perseverance, as even the mightiest of Windwalker techniques are still being honed to improve their skill. The monks that use their inner peace with the practice of intense training and discipline, which makes them a force to be reckoned with. Two famous Windwalkers that we all know and love come across us in the monk Pandaren starting zone known as Shenzhen Zhu. We know them as Asa Cloudsinger, who is now known to be leader of the Alliance Pandaren, and G. Firepaw, leader of the Horde Pandaren. Not to mention the one who is the leader of the Shadow Panel. We all know him, we all love him, Terrence. I won't go too far into detail about these characters, but please expect them in future videos of mine, because each of these characters have very interesting and fulfilling lore that I think needs to be told. But that's all for this history of the monk class. I would like to thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, please subscribe, like, comment, send me an email on things that I can improve on. Like I said, I'm still working on making this channel pretty great, but I can't do it without the help of you guys. I will provide the links to where I found this information where you guys want to go to more into detail, or provide them in the description below. But as for now guys, Raijun Caijun, out.